Interview with Natalie, the owner of VWax. So we've got a general waxing question about aftercare advice. Is it important to tell your clients their aftercare advice even when they're a regular client?
Definitely yes. Just because every customer that's going to be coming in, they're going to be doing something different every time. So in their minds, they might think, oh, I'll go for my wax and then, I'll go to the gym like a little bit later on. Please, please, please always give aftercare to your client, just for the simple fact that you don't want any repercussions of them coming out in mass spots, ingrowing hairs, which then turn into scarring. It's just not worth it. Either physically tell them or have like a little leaflet or something that you can give to them. So typically the aftercare advice would be no sweating, no steam rooms, saunas, swimming pools, sunbeds, spray tans. Just because with the hair follicles being open for a good 24 hours after treatment, if any bacteria or any substance gets in the hair follicles, they are going to come out in mass spots. They're going to come out in ingrowing hairs. They're going to have, inflammation in the skin. It's just not worth it. So always give your aftercare advice. One thing to mention is sex. So your customers, they might not listen to you. They'll do what they want to do. So when it comes to the sex part of the conversation, ideally you're not meant to have sex for 24 hours. However, when you feel nice and clean and fresh and, it feels new, then, their senses and whatnot come forward, and your partner wants to have a nosy and this and that and the other. So if your customer is going to go forward and have sex, then I always recommend them taking away the terminator treatment. So the terminator treatment, what it is designed to do is dissolve down bacteria, dissolve down dead skin cells. So any sort of sweat, it's going to dissolve it down. It's going to line the follicles, and it's just going to protect the overall skin from scarring, spots, that sort of thing. Ideally, typically your customer wants to be using it every day, but especially if they are going to be having sex, they need to be using that, and they need to also get some ice cubes. So ice cubes are important just because once you have had a wax, get the ice cubes over the area before you're going to proceed to have sex, and it will restrict and it will close up a little bit, of the follicles that are open. So that's my advice, but always say, I don't recommend it, but if you are, then do this. And if you get any repercussions after, then obviously that's your fault, but it is always best just to be careful.